Hey guys, welcome back to Jordan Samuel Skin Talks. How you doing? I know I don't have a martini today. It's earlier in the day. It's usually later in the day. I know excuses, but maybe I want a good martini with dinner and I don't want one now. Anyway, I just thought I'd tell you, happy August. Welcome to August. How you doing? All right, let's talk about this. Yeah, let's do this one. Because I think you guys will find this interesting. You really found the reformulation / formulating issue and inky listed ingredients interesting. Because I think a lot of people see an inky list and think they know the whole picture, but there's so much that goes into it, which if you've not seen that video, that's a good one to go back to. I think it's called like the reformulation process. I just did it maybe a month ago. But today we're going to talk about why we do or do not disclose and why we might disclose something and not something else in terms of ingredients and percentages. And I've spoken about this individually to people who ask about certain things, and I want to talk about why we may or may not, and why brands may or may not, and because it's uneven across the boards. Some do and some don't. First, it depends on the ingredient, right? So when we have an acid product, well, I don't even want to say if we're going to disclose or not going to disclose. In my head, we would disclose because the blends are very straightforward in terms of an acid. You might not give the breakdown of each acid, but if it's a combination of AHA, we might say it has X amount of AHA in there, because that paints a bigger, better picture for me with acids. With acids, it's way more straightforward. For example, with retinol, we no longer disclose the retinol percentage, and we market it as a gentle retinol, which we're giving you as much information as we can. It is sort of baby's first step into retinol. It is a unfragranced oil base with pure retinol, and we consider it to be in a gentle form. And the reason we started to do that was back, even just like a year ago, retinol percentages were retinol percentages, and it was products that contained retinol. Not retinol palmitate, not retinol aldehyde, not retinol acetate, just retinol. Then companies started to do these blends, these vitamin A blends, which to me doesn't paint the full picture. So companies were saying that they have 5, even 6.5% retinol or vitamin A in their product, which isn't true. The over-the-counter limit for pure retinol is 1%. So just with that ingredient alone, retinol, we're using retinol, you can't go above 1%. So companies start to say 5%, 6.5%. So, you know, if a company came in and was like, we're at a 0 point whatever percent of pure retinol, which is a great place to be at, it's not going to look like anything compared to 6.5%. But again, that's not telling the full story, because their retinol blend could be retinol palmitate, retinol acetate, retinol aldehyde, even rosehip some are considering as part of their retinol blend. And that's not retinol, and that's not giving you the full story of what a vitamin A product is. So anymore, when I think you see companies who are not disclosing, they're falling into that category of people have started futzing with what these percentages and blends are. And it's just not right. It's not painting the full picture. And so anyway, so for us, what we like to say is it is a gentle retinol. If you're up at a 1% clinical strength, ours is going to be a much gentler product for you. It is not going to be where you are in terms of that. And we think that's a much better, and we look to build on that, and in the future, not near future, but in the future, have a medium strength retinol, and have things that are very straightforward and very clear cut in the retinol family. I know I'm like harboring on that a little bit. And then another thing is sometimes people will ask about the percentage of hyaluronic acid in hydrate, and we don't disclose that, but we don't disclose that because hydrate is not a hyaluronic acid serum. Hydrate is a hydrating humectant serum, and hyaluronic acid, while a great ingredient, is not the star. It's aloe, it's glycerin, it's hyaluronic acid, it's cucumber, it's tamarind, it's even the hexapeptide. So that is where it is. Formula is king. It's a blend of aloe and glycerin, all those other humectants. So it's not that one ingredient by itself needs to be called out and have a special percentage. It is everything working together as humectants in different molecular weights to hold water into the skin. Some bigger than others, some smaller than others, some botanically based, some not. And so that is where we're not necessarily gonna, you know, if we had just the hyaluronic acid serum, possibly we would call out the percentage. I can't say we would or would not. But again, this is not, it's a hydrating humectant serum. It's not a hyaluronic acid serum. I was trying to think of like another example, just as, I mean, in a botanically based cleanser or even like our treatment cleanser, we wouldn't necessarily call out percentages because it's the formula as a whole, the botanicals in there to calm and soothe or hydrate, the oils to break down makeup, dirt, oil, and grime, etc. So that's sort of a little bit of information about why you see sometimes disclosing ingredients and sometimes not. The retinol one's more of an uphill battle right now. Sometimes you have the non-disclosure because formula is king. And then the thing is, just calling out hyaluronic acid doesn't prove the point or the whole story of, for us, hydrate. And then all of a sudden, if we're giving you the percentages of aloe, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, cucumber, tamarind, even the hexapeptide, we're giving you 90% of the formula. And I really don't need people to be copying the formula out there, just saying. But that's sort of a case in point. Same thing with Hydrate the Mist. It's packed with humectants. That one even adds the red seaweed in. So again, it's more about the story of the product than a specific percentage. And there will be times, and SPF of course has to have the percentages, the drugs, the drug ingredients, the FDA ingredients, the SPFs. But just a little like more information, since you guys really like that reformulation process video. Just wanted to give you a little bit more information on this. Hopefully that helps, and hope you're having a great August. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.